Hi, do you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck? You can't seem to get out of debt. You feel like you're drowning in debt. You don't have enough money. Well, there are poor money habits that you may have that is keeping you in this situation. Hi, welcome back to the Mom on a Budget, where we teach you smart ways to save money, build wealth, and manage your finances like a boss. So let's talk about some money habits that may be keeping you down. First one is not paying yourself first. In other words, you get your paycheck, and the first thing you do, you pay everything, every debt, every essential living, and then at the end of the day, your money is gone, and you didn't put anything towards savings. That's the worst thing you can do. So first, when you get your paycheck, you need to pay yourself first. And the best way to do this is to automate your savings. So your job, your job, that's something you have to inquire and find out. You may be allowed to deposit your check in maybe 2 or 3 different places. So you have your bank account for your regular bills and just your daily living. Then you have a separate account just for saving money, such as emergency fund, or even saving like sinking funds for long-term, short-term savings. It depends. That's the best thing to do, because once you do that, you know that whatever comes to your regular account where you pay your bills from, you know your savings is already removed. So you don't have to worry about that. So you live within the amount you have in your account. So if you're not doing that already, please automate your savings and pay yourself first. Because the second thing we talk about lifestyle. And social media has made this even worse, where you go on and you see people doing things. They have nice cars. They go on vacation to exotic places. They have the name brands and all that stuff. And then you have FOMO, fear of missing out. And I don't know why many people think everything they see is real. One, you don't know if they rented the cars. You don't even know if they are going on vacation, because these days you can do anything. I saw an influencer one time went into IKEA, and her caption was "My trip to Bali," and she went to IKEA and took all the pictures there, and she put it on her page, so someone can go and be like, "Oh, she went to Bali," but she didn't. She just went to IKEA. So you've got to be mindful. And even if everyone else is buying an exotic car and going on all these exotic vacations, their pocket and your pocket may be different. So don't compare yourself to anyone. We all have our own race to run. So just run yours. Live according to your means. So be mindful of your spending. The third money habit that is keeping you poor is spending more. So, you get a raise, a promotion, you are making more money. Your car, let's say you drove a regular car, now that car is no longer enough. You are making more money. So you decide, you know what, let me go get another car. Then you get a more expensive car, the car note increases, your insurance increases. No. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting a nice car. But just because you make more doesn't mean you spend more. You can save more. That's an option. You can save more. You can decide, okay, I'm making more money. Let's say it's $5,000. I'm going to take 10% for myself, which is $500. And then, maybe you spend that. And then $4,500 can be tucked away, towards buying another house. So let's say you already have a house. You can put it towards your emergency fund if you don't already have the 3 to 6 months. If you have debt and interest, you certainly should be paying off your debt. So just because you make more, doesn't mean you have to spend more. No. You can look for ways that money will be more valuable. You can put it in a high yield savings account where it yields interest over time. You can do that. So let that money make more money for you. That's the fourth thing keeping you poor is bad debt. It's so amazing. I have seen it time and time again that people have so much debt. And the irony about it is, let's say, yeah, Christmas. Christmas always comes 365 days after the last Christmas. So why anyone has to put Christmas gifts on a credit card is beyond me, but people do that. And it could be that they don't realize the consequences. Unless you're putting on a credit card to earn miles and you're going to pay it off immediately, that's fine. But if you're going to not pay it off immediately, then you shouldn't do that. Just buy what you can afford. And if you cannot afford Christmas gifts, you don't have to buy Christmas gifts. People will be okay with it, So, bad debt. Don't try not to carry bad debt. Imagine you have $2,000 debt. Try and pay it off. Now, if you have $2,000 debt, it doesn't make sense putting money away in your emergency fund. It's best you pay off that debt because the interest on the debt is way more than the interest you're making in your savings account. So definitely pay off that debt. So if you have bad debt, write your bad debts down. And there are different payment methods that are out there that you can see which works best for you. There's the avalanche method and the snowball method. The snowball method is just paying the smallest debt first. And it helps paying the smallest debt first because it kind of boosts you. It helps you. It makes you feel like you achieved something. If it doesn't matter even if it's $100 debt, $200 debt, but it makes you feel like you achieved something. So that's that. Now the avalanche method is paying your high interest rate debt off first. But you decide what's best for you. But the key is to eliminate your debt as fast as possible. Because imagine the money you are putting towards that. Once that debt is eliminated, you can put that towards, you can invest that, you can put that towards savings, you can put it in a high yield savings account. So, pay off your debt, track your debt and pay it off. Know what you owe and have a plan of action. Christmas. And the problem is when you don't have Christmas, a plan of action, always comes. Number 16 is people don't save and invest. So earlier we talked about paying yourself first. When you pay all of your expenses, living expenses and your debt, there's nothing else. So you're like, oh, I don't have money to save or invest. Don't do that. Try, the earlier you begin to save and invest, the better for you. Again, compound interest comes into place. There are people who are retired and living off of the interest of the money they have saved, which means, let's say you retire 55 and you have, let's say, $1 million in your retirement, that you possibly can just live off of the interest. That's ideal if you can. But that depends on the plans you already made prior to your retirement. And so that's why it's important, start putting money away. So invest. And if you're not that, savvy on investment, you can read about it. There's so much resources out there that you can read and invest in. And you can always do index funds. Put your money in index funds and if you want to play it safe, but invest in your work retirement plan. If they have extras that they match, do that. Like my job has a if you put in an extra 4%, they match 2%. So why not take that advantage? If I could get $1 for every time I ask someone that I work with, are you taking advantage of this? And they tell me no. If I could get $1 from the no answers, I will have money. Why are you living? I often wonder, why would you leave 2% on the table? All you have to do is invest 4% and you get an extra 2%. And many people leave 2% on the table. and they talk about, oh, I'm not making enough, I don't have enough. But then that's 2%. Yes, you may not be able to use it today, but in a few years, you'll be glad you did. So take advantage of any retirement plans your job has. And then also there's the Roth IRA. You can invest in the Roth IRA. There are many options out there. Just see which is best for you. Now, if there's any you want me to talk about further, please let me know in the comment section and I'll be glad to. So the last money talk about habit I want to talk about that's keeping people poor is paying too much taxes. Yes, there is something such as paying too much taxes, and it comes as a result of lack of planning. So I would know because I did not plan adequately and I had a huge tax debt the previous tax year. So I would say plan, plan, plan. Now, if you are just a W-2 earner, there's really nothing you can do about that. But if you are like a sole proprietor, there's a partnership, yes, you can plan. There are tax advisors, there are accountants who are well versed in the tax codes and know these things in and out. You can talk with them and make actionable items that you can follow the year before prior to filing your taxes. If it comes time to file your tax in April, there is nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. But if you make actionable items and follow them per the advice of your accountant or tax advisor or whomever you may decide to consult with, once you follow those, then the chances of not having a huge tax debt is greatly increased. So do those things and that would help you. And if you are just a W-2 earner, you may want to think about side hustles you can do, and that's something we can talk about. I can tell you in future videos some of the side hustles I've done to bring in extra income. So that's something you can do. So, but the key is do not pay too much taxes. So these are the money habits that I've listed, the 7 money habits that are keeping people poor. And what you do is just take steps. You may not do it over a day, but taking consistent steps each time will help you get out of these poor money habits. And with time, you save more, you make more, and you build wealth. If you like what you heard, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share with others who may find this video helpful. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.